Hello, my name is Kathy, and today I'll continue the talk on the prophetic dream. But before I do this, I wanted to let you know that because I have a great many videos now on many different topics, that I've decided to make several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. It is important at this point to get an overview from a spiritual perspective of where prophetic dreams come from. In a nutshell, before each one of us decides to come to earth from the other place that we go to after death, we write a very detailed script, if you like, for this lifetime. This is done so that you get the best chance of accomplishing the spiritual goals that you have set for yourself for this lifetime. In that life script that we write, we include everything from who our parents will be, who our siblings and friends and spouses will be, to the joys and tragedies of our life, major illnesses, challenges, and our likes and dislikes, and so forth. It is the quality of our choices that we make along the trajectory of our current life that will indicate how well we have lived this incarnation. In these life scripts, we also create exit points. These are the precise times and ways where we can leave this incarnation and go back home again. Each of us comes here with 5 designated exit points, any of which we can use along our life trajectory, depending on whether or not we feel that we have accomplished enough of what we wanted to from this incarnation or not. When we see a future event, such as someone's death as an example, what this means is that we have tuned into someone else's potential exit point, or sometimes it can mean that we have tuned into one of our own potential exit points. It's important to understand that not every prophetic dream that we get is meant to be shared. This is because we are not meant to intervene concerning someone else's potential exit point. When all is said and done, though, it is important to pay close attention to your prophetic dreams and to get as many details about them as you can, and to tell others if that is appropriate. The bottom line here, though, is that if you find that you were unable to stop someone's disaster, or to warn someone about some impending doom that looms in front of them because you didn't get enough details, don't beat yourself up about it, because it only means that the person or persons involved were determined to stick with the outcome of the event that they scripted for themselves before they incarnated. Another issue that can happen to people who get prophetic dreams is the tendency to emphasize with someone else's life script so much that they are unable to remain objective about it. An example of this could be a person having a prophetic dream about being knifed in the chest by an assailant in a dark alley. In these types of instances, the dreamer will be able to feel the actual knife entering their chest, dropping to the ground, and feel themselves bleeding to death. The next day, these people might find that a close girlfriend's father had been walking down a dark alley and was killed by an assailant who had knifed him in the chest. If you find that you have had this type of prophetic dream, it's important that you ask a higher spiritual force to help you to maintain a healthy separation from your dreams, and to never go to sleep without surrounding yourself with a brilliant white light of protection. It is somewhat easier to handle prophetic dreams that actually come true, because then you feel that you're not losing your mind. But what about the prophetic dreams that are wrong? It is important to understand that there really is no right or wrong when it comes to dreams. It's true that there can be a lot of confusion, misread messages, and differing images that can result in conclusions that are inaccurate. All of these things can happen for many different reasons. As an example, your conscious mind could inadvertently combine 2 or more dreams into one. Another example might be the natural tendency we all have to project our own fears onto the interpretation of a prophetic dream. And then there is the simple fact that we usually don't remember a lot of our dreams, far less of them than we think we do. It's estimated that we lose half of the substance of a dream 5 minutes after it has ended, and that after as little as 10 minutes, we have forgotten a good 90% of that dream. As a result of this, very often prophetic dreams end up being half prophetic and half wrong. This problem of prophetic dreams being half wrong and half truly prophetic can cause a lot of stress and anxiety in people. Sometimes a person gets a dream that a close relative gets their liver speared in a car accident, or they get a recurring dream that they are involved in an airplane crash or a train crash, and the list goes on. This can cause a person to become very worried about the future and cause them to wonder if these dreams are trying to warn them of some impending doom. In these cases, the root of the prophetic dream will be found to be the dreamer's own fears that are being projected onto what could be mistaken for an actual prophetic dream. It's very common for prophetic dreams to be incomplete, imprecise, or have them combined with the projected fears of the dreamer. As a result of this, these dreams can cause a lot of unnecessary fears and anxieties. The best method of handling this type of thing is to ask a higher spiritual source to only give prophetic dreams that are clear and that have enough detail that you can do something about. Doing this can help sort all of this out for you. It is also very important to remember to surround yourself in brilliant protective white light before you go to sleep if you are experiencing this type of thing, because it cleanses and purifies you and will provide a sense of protection and comfort for you. To help you clarify these prophetic dreams, or to develop the ability of prophetic dreaming, it is important that for a couple of weeks you ask a simple question about some simple event that is coming up for you in the near future. As an example of this, you might ask what color a friend will be wearing the next day, or what song might be playing on your car radio the next day. Things of this nature. Simple things that don't really matter that much. This is done so that your conscious mind doesn't try to interfere with whatever answer you get during your sleep. Very often, you don't get an answer at all, and this can prove to be quite discouraging. But stick with it. Changing the simple questions as often as you feel is right for you, and then write down any responses when you first wake up, whether they seem relevant to your question or not. This process is not necessarily about getting accurate answers. It is about helping you to focus and to develop the skill of prophetic dreaming. When you have done this simple questioning before bed for a couple of weeks, then ramp up your question a bit to something that is still simple and minor, but that is a bit more personally involving. You might begin asking questions like, I am going fishing this weekend. Will it rain? Or another example might be to ask the question, will I run into my friend at the farmer's market this weekend? Remember that these questions should not be anything of great urgency or great importance. They are meant to be simple questions that have no pressure to them. Just ask the question out loud before you go to bed and focus on it. You can even write it down if you want to, and then simply relax and fall asleep. In the morning, write down what your dream tells you. It doesn't matter if you only remember a fragment of the dream. The important thing to remember here is to not pressure yourself to remember. Everything about this process should be relaxed. Simply write down whatever it is that you remember. Sooner or later, with a lot of patience and with an open mind, you will start seeing the connections between your dreams, or the fragments of your dreams, and the answer to the questions you posed before you went to bed the night before. Remember, no pressure about any of this. Keep putting down the images and feelings you received during your sleep state. You might ask yourself what the weather was like in your dream, and write that down in your dream book, and then see what the weather was like for your fishing trip? Did it match the weather of your dream? Maybe you dream of a clock. Maybe you dream of a street address or a signpost. These can prove to be very enlightening. The bottom line here is that this is a simple way of strengthening and helping you to define your prophetic dream abilities. The more you practice, the better you will get at this, and the more you can begin to expand your questions to more and more important issues in your life. Remember, as you develop your skill of prophetic dreams, to keep your expectations realistic. No one is perfect. You might start with a 10% accuracy rate of insignificant things and move up to an eventual 60 or even 80% accuracy rate, which is a lot better than average when it comes to prophetic dreams. I have a great many videos now on many different topics, so I've decided to create several different video playlists so that it's easier to find the videos of greatest interest. So please check out my playlist page. Well, that's it for now. To stay up to date with my latest videos, make sure to subscribe to this free YouTube channel by clicking the red subscribe button right below this video. Take care.